Does the series begin with buying cars? I'm not going to make 50,000 videos like other people do. We've already come with a budget and we're here to buy. It would be cool if Yados came so Team Spain could race against Team Mexico. 1,750,000? Well, that one, yes. You can actually buy this one with what you earn from the race. Between one thing and another, he's making up excuses to avoid racing.
If you ask me, he made it all up and he's scared.
Has the time come to take the garage to the next level? Many people know I own 3 Lamborghinis and 2 Ferraris, and I was honestly just waiting for this gem to be released. And honestly, it looks like we're going to be here in Mexico longer than I thought. And honestly, I've always wanted to have an exotic car here. Honestly, we've had a nice garage, but for some reason, it just hasn't worked out. And remember, we have the race coming up in a few months against Feo Valenzuela. Remember, he'll be in a Lamborghini Twin Turbo, so we need to match that level. Today we're shopping, something I did months ago before the race was confirmed. It's time to find an exotic car. There are real gems here. Enough talk, come with me. Today we're signing the check. And today we're taking home a new toy for the race. Which one will it be? Who knows, because we're about to find out. Let's get to it. There's no time to lose. Just look at that. What a beauty. Anyway, let's go. And the truth is that the level of exotics in Mexico is going up every year. I mean, literally, we have the Lamborghini Urus of the year. In fact, this one right here was just bought by Donato, who's also a YouTuber. $500,000, my friends, just so you can see that you can also make a lot of money on social media. And here is the F8, an evolution of the 488 I own. And honestly, it's beautiful. I love this specification. Well, for me, a Ferrari has to be red. And this one is around 12 million pesos, which, well, seems pretty good to me for what this car is. And for me, it's a beauty. Of course, I have to buy this one, but I don't think it's good enough for the Lotus race. I think it's better for circuits. But remember that we have to do drag races. And well, of course, we have the classic, right? The one that never fails. We have the Huracan. Honestly, this would be a really good opponent because remember, it's going to be a twin turbo. Let's check the year, though it's the same generation, so it doesn't matter much. This one's a 2022. This is the thing. It's the Huracan Evo. It has several improvements, but at the end of the day, it's still the same base as the Huracan, right? So the F8, honestly, is also a car that I really like, but I feel like Ferrari isn't that good when it comes to drag races, right? If it's going to compete with a Lamborghini, it needs to be on the same level. That's why I'll go with a Lamborghini. But definitely not this Lamborghini Urus. It's the first time I've seen it. I mean, I hadn't even seen it in Dubai. My friends, just so you can see the level, I'm telling you that the Mexican purchasing power is growing a lot here. So let's take a look, because honestly, it's a beauty. So let's react. Look, just check out how beautiful the interior is, my friends. Wow. I mean, it looks more elegant. Should we get in? Wow, it's so elegant. I have to admit, it looks a lot like my Lamborghini Urus. After all, it seems like every year they come out with new models. And actually, I'm really surprised that they released a new facelift in such a short time, because usually it takes them quite a few years to come out with something like that. The specification is really nice and quite elegant. I prefer things that are more eccentric. And well, as for the interior, it seems like the steering wheel has changed a little, the screen too, but overall, I don't really see any major changes here. Honestly, I wouldn't justify the big price increase, but you'd have to try it. Because obviously, I think you already know they always improve the horsepower a bit and so on. So, personally, when I saw it and they released it to the market, I didn't really love it. Like I said, the design looked weird in the renders, but seeing it in person, I honestly loved it. Honestly, I might buy it in the future if the price drops, since it seems too expensive now. Compared to the previous generation Lamborghini Urus, I'd rather buy 2 Lamborghinis than pay for this one. But honestly, it really is a beauty. Here, in the back part, well, it doesn't really change much. Honestly, I'm really into Ferrari. Save this clip. This is the next Ferrari I want to buy. This won't be used for racing, but just look at its aesthetics. This is basically the evolution of the 458, my first Ferrari, and I think it really retains much of that generation's vibe. And well, Lotus has always been a car that's really good for racing, but again, personally, I would prefer it to be for racing rather than drag racing, so honestly, I don't have much experience with Lotus, etc. And well, a Huracan could be a good contender. The thing is, I already had a Huracan. I don't think it's very fun to have a car again that I've already had in another country. Having cars in different countries is fine, but owning a Huracan just for Mexico isn't that appealing. That's why we need something new, and as mentioned earlier, we have this gem. We'll move over so they can see the front. Honestly, it's beautiful. Few have arrived in Mexico and they're being sold. It's an investment. They were worth 18,000 pesos and now about 23 million, right?
What? 18,000 pesos.
18 million pesos? Let's check the configuration. This just arrived in Guadalajara. They just released the Batman one at Iconic. More are arriving gradually. In fact, these cars are completely made to the owner's specifications. For privacy reasons, it's already sold. And obviously I can't open it because, well, obviously we're only going to leave that for the lucky new owner. But I want to show you a little bit of the interior here, which you can see. Look, it's just so exotic. I mean, everything is orange. Honestly, it's a really good combination. I would have put the calipers in orange too. But just so you get an idea, the owner has to wait 2 years to be able to buy it. That's why the price is going up, and honestly, it's a beauty. I mean, I'm dying to try one of these and obviously to buy one of these. So there you get a bit of an idea. I don't want to get too close because I have to have it for dinner, but it's a beauty. Guys, check out all the carbon fiber and military style specs. Unfortunately, this option is already sold, but could you get one for us? I think it would be a great choice for the race. But I'm not really sure how it performs for drag racing. Well, because after all, it's a car that just came out. It's a hybrid, so we had to put it to the test. I'm not sure if it's the best candidate, but is it really to kill two birds with one stone? Couldn't it be my fourth Lambo? And it's a car I've wanted for a really long time, ever since it came out, since they announced it. Well, not really a long time. It literally just came out. The first ones are only now arriving in Mexico, and most are already spoken for. If anyone knows of a Revuelto for sale, let me know. Is that why they're reselling them? There are also many more cars I could show you in this video. I want to focus on the Carrera since, as I said, we already have the Lamborghini Urus. And besides, no, it wouldn't be a good candidate for the Carrera, even though it would be a really good car to drive around the streets of Mexico. Because at the end of the day, it's an all-terrain car. And with the way the roads are in Mexico, a Urus is much better than any other car. That's why this one is perfect. This is for a zombie apocalypse. I've wanted one for a long time. I've already had 4 Yiguas, so we're done checking them out. Also remember, I'm not the only one shopping here. Because in fact, there will be several content creators running around, which means we're joining forces. Last time we looked at Japanese cars, many people insisted we buy something high-end. So, what would you think about this Batman car, which, by the way, obviously couldn't be missing here?
All right, guys, is it on now? Will I feel like James Bond in this car? Maybe so.
Too elegant for you since you're wilder?
Well, this one. I like this one because, look, what a color.
Oh, look, well...
What a color. This one feels more exotic and sporty.
Just don't start doing drift donuts with it like you did.
Of course, that's what this is for. Rear wheel drive. Yes, yes.
That would be cool, huh? I think very few people have done drift in an Aston Martin, right?
Because look. What are cars?
Actually, Americans are on another level. I've seen Americans putting Christmas lights on their Bugattis, drifting. In fact, they just crashed a Bugatti.
We're afraid to do things to cars.
No, Manuel.
I did it and my tire burst.
Exactly, but don't you have hands, man? How are you going to run? By the way, who are you going to race against or what? How are you going to do it?
No, I don't know who. I don't know who I'm going to race against, but whoever it is, I don't care.
What if not? And this Aston Martin? It would suit you too, right? This one.
Would suit you now, given your age?
Are you saying I'm old? Time sure flies.
Yeah, one of those is coming soon, bro.
Yeah, honestly, it's about time, right? We're here. With the $100,000 I'm going to win, maybe it's good for the down payment.
It costs 400.
Well, that means I have to win 4 races. That's why we're working hard on the challenge and doing great, making more money each time. It wouldn't be a bad option, right?
Which one do you like more, that one? Or...
Personally, I don't like black ones because they get dirty easily. That sounded weird, didn't it? That's a weird video, man. What's going on?
No, relax. We don't want to know what you're into.
People have their own tastes, right?
To each their own?
But yes. But this one is clearly much more exotic. Just the lip of Pero costs 400,000 bucks. Honestly, I'd much rather buy the Revuelto. I prefer it by far.
You can't afford the Revuelto. It's 8 million versus 18.
Dollars and pesos confuse me. Look.
If you want to beat Valenzuela, I'd recommend you buy that one. That's a lot of money just to win 2 million.
Yeah, can you get me one? Let's check it out. What specs would you choose? 'Cause of the other one, right? We spoke with the Iconic team who let us record here what details can be given. The waiting list is 2 years, but if we wanted one, it would be about a year. I don't think the career will take long, so we need to hurry.
They sell one for 25 million?
Prices are rising here, right? Did Pedro buy one? It's a good investment. They buy for 18 and sell for 25 in 2 years. Do the math, you know?
It's like a Gran Turismo, a 3RS that goes up in price because it's impossible to get one right now.
Hey, so if 25 minus 18 equals 7 million. Man, though, changing the subject, 7 million pesos in 2 years, and then you can buy it, you can enjoy it. I'm telling you, it's a good option. Many people ask why I spend money and if it can be financed. Yes, it can.
You have a year to pay it off once it arrives. Pay it off, or 2 years?
That's how it is, friends. You have a year to pay 18 million pesos.
You have to do it. Bro, you can do it.
We're late. The race starts soon.
We don't even need houses.
Hey, we can just sleep in the car now, right? Yeah? Let's see, my friends. So let's talk to the people at Iconic, see if they can get us some scrambled eggs, but right away. But do you think it's a good car for racing? It has a lot of technology, but seriously? And what comes from the Huracan?
0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds. Seriously? With that? Even if you have an R8 twin turbo, just do a stage 1 on this one. It's just a reprogram.
Oh, so you can already reprogram them and all that stuff? No.
I'm not sure if you still can, but maybe now you can.
Americans have already made body kits and everything for it. They're really on another level, huh?
Imagine if one of these was wide body.
I've learned and wouldn't add a wide body to this beauty since it's already great. It loses performance and everything, though it would have more grip since it's wider. Oh, I don't know, my friends, but anyway, I'm counting on you to work on getting one. As I said, getting a Huracan, even the Evo, feels the same to me. They'll still say something.
No, but it's the basics.
It's basic? We're already on another level. Stop, face it. A Pagani, right? Like Yados. It'd be cool if Yados came today for a Spain versus Mexico matchup, right? Woo.
Oh, nothing. Yados is just scared and only good at selling courses, not racing.
Who are you talking about? Because they're both at the same level. You know, both of them are into selling courses and both of them are cowards, my friends. They're both on the sidelines. It was hard for him to accept the race, and I think he did so out of fear and needing the 100,000 pesos. And you see that he did.
I won't be in the corner next time.
I said he didn't want to either. The look on his face.
Of Alfredo. He dies.
So you can beat box, Alfredo?
I'm going up here, not because of...
Man, that guy. He's tiny. I mean, he's really nice and all, but look, try to get in, and on top of that, look, it's like bucket seats, right? Is it super small? Let's see. This one, the floor will literally close up for the circuit. Let's see. Well, more or less, you can pull it off there, right?
Hey, yeah, what's up, bro?
Oh, dang.
I didn't think these ships would fit, but they do.
It's really huge.
1,750,000?
Well, that one is.
Colonel, you can buy that one with your racing winnings. Hey!
Well, actually, let me know in the comments which car we should buy or what we should do with those 100,000 pesos. Remember, we're earning 100,000 pesos daily in the Future Millionaires group. So, with that, we already have $200,000. $200,000. With $200,000, we can actually get a Huracan.
Bro, I have a problem. I can't get out of here, dude.
The other one, do you know which one it would be? Bet on it, invoice by invoice? What do you mean invoice by invoice? Well, if it's about 100,000 pesos, more or less $100,000. I don't even know anymore. Invoice by invoice.
You'd end up losing if you invest too much.
Look, do you know what my theory is? That she's making things up, like spreading rumors and straying a lot from the race because, you know, lately with one thing or another, she's been coming up with excuses not to run.
To me, she just made everything up and she's scared. Nothing. SPJ will have more. Does that mean it's slow? Yes, the transmission. We can beat the SPJ even with my 71 Camaro, even with an R8 or an Evo. Can you beat it?
Look, my friends, there it is. It could be a good option. Although, look, the SPJ is honestly a nice little car that we could race, but it's definitely very slow. Let's see if he talks with the Iconic team. What can they offer us as the Buying a Car series begins? I'm not gonna make 50,000 videos like other people do. We've come here with a budget and we've come to buy. If someone has a Revuelto, if someone has something for sale that's at a good level, then we're definitely here. Let's check it out. But it's not about the car, whatever it is. It's about the driver. That's what Dominic Toretto said at home, guys. What's up? We're back home again after making several calls to see who can get me a Lamborghini Revuelto here in Mexico. And I've realized that the exotic car market is actually a really good market. If you have money, those who bought it made 20-30% and can also enjoy it. There's a huge industry behind cars. The reality is, my friends, I now have a garage since returning to Mexico and I'm really excited about racing. After many calls, I must wait 6 months. That's not convenient for me since I travel often and have to return to Dubai where I live and keep most of my collection. This small part of the collection is what you see here in Mexico. But honestly, I get excited. Literally, I'm like a kid with money and I see a car and I say I want to buy it. Because that's what I work hard for, and honestly, that's what life is about, right? To make the most of it. It doesn't make sense to have so many cars in Mexico, and this is just a small part. The truth is, it's much better for me to get my cars ready in Dubai. So I've thought, well, why not? Since I already have the cars, instead of buying a new one, I just take my cars and modify them for the race. I prepare for the race in Dubai, where I have a racetrack, allowing me to train more effectively. While I'm waiting for my scrambled eggs, additionally, the scrambled eggs, it's not really worth it for me to buy it here since I don't spend most of my time here. I said, why not order it directly in Dubai, where the car selection is much bigger? And I could probably get it in the exact specs I want, in the color I want, and much faster. So I said, let's do that. Let's order the Revuelto in Dubai. So are you guys going to join me in the next episodes? That's right, to my house in Dubai, where my other exotic cars are. I have a Ferrari and a Lamborghini there. I have everything, my friends. Here I just have my daily cars, right? SUVs, I don't have many sports cars, and the ones I bought, like the Porsche, were expensive. But, well, honestly, we don't have race cars, and there's no way I'm going to race with this classic Porsche, right? So my friends, I think that's going to be the smartest thing to do because there's no point in being hot-headed. In life, you have to think with your head. And well, I think the Aventador and my Huracan can be prepared really well for the race. Starting with the next video, we'll order the Revuelto from Dubai and prepare them for the race. So unfortunately, this isn't a goodbye, it's a see you later. I know many of you love our Mexico videos, but I need to prepare for the race. We'll be back soon. And actually, I have a few surprises for you this season, so I'm really happy about what's coming. I invite you to subscribe and click the bell so you can see my adventures in Dubai. That's right. I've already made several moves and I already have the contacts. So well, my friends, now we just have to wait for it to arrive and of course receive it while we modify my cars in Dubai. I'm excited and hope you respect my opinion. Many people asked why I didn't get one from Dubai. Stop spending, just modify them. That's what I'm doing, so you can't say I'm stubborn. Stay tuned for the Dubai series. Love you all, bye.